We're in the West. It's one of the most gorgeous places in the world. It has that real cool, rugged, raw, open coastline, and you kind of feel like you're on the edge of the world a little bit.
When you get here, you feel a certain energy of this place. It's just really beautiful, you know, and there's no other place like it.
And have a look at the size of these waves.
Anticipating a monster swell.
Huge takeoff for Willow, and she goes down.
This place is open, it's raw, it's big, powerful swells.
We have waves of truth that will ask a lot of questions.
One of the most challenging waves on the championship tour schedule.
If you go down on a wave out there, you're going down for the count.
Broken his board.
Yeah.
You're absolutely flogged.
Almost just died, 100%.
Oh my goodness!
That was psycho! Whoa, I didn't know that was the most important heat in my life.
Yeah, it's just the wild, wild west.
There's some waves for sure. Waves. Yeah.
Each year, as the WSL makes the pilgrimage to Western Australia, the surf media starts buzzing about a place called The Box.
Box. Thing is, we haven't seen one barrel yet.
No.
Come on, it's big enough. Meanwhile, main break is as good as it's ever been.
Main break's absolutely cookbooking. The Box is potentially cookbooking. Yeah,
that last one was incredible. First one we've seen, but incredible.
The questions start flying. Will the swell be big enough? Will the wind be offshore? Will the league run CT heats at this box-shaped slab?
I mean, I hope they run there, for sure. But yeah, we'll see. Fingers crossed.
When you hear the term progressive surfing, most fans instantly think of big aerials or wild direction-changing rail cars. However, the most challenging progressive surfing is riding progressive waves.
The Box is a break just off main break here, and it is one of the most intense, powerful right-hand barrels.
Let's find the gnarliest, scariest, most unsurfable but still semi-surfable wave we can and attack it. And that's kind of how slab surfing was born. The Box is the original slab.
You know, we have slabs on tour like Teahupu in Tahiti, where you have deep water and then a really shallow shelf, and it abruptly folds over itself, and it looks really square, like a box.
Got to have complete commitment.
Should come through this one.
The Box will give you the beating of your life or the ride of your life.
Seeing the surfers tackle the Box and where they take off and how deep they need to be to get the excellent scores, that's progression.
When the CT arrived in the West, the swell forecast pointed to a special day of pumping surf. A day that has sparked a serious discussion.
I think it was mental. Yeah, that's pretty good. Are you serious?
If you're ever going to do it, you've actually set yourself up perfectly.
Yeah, we're set up to do it right.
You know, like one round, everyone will get to surf before the wind comes up.
Yeah,
you've set yourself up pretty nicely.
Once you get rid of their mate.
Yeah, this is the chance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
The free surf has been incredible, watching these guys huck themselves over the shallow reef.
It'll be sick if they can run the Box. Boys get barreled, put on a show. Either way, there's pumping waves. It's a good show today. It's a good show.
The Box is a competitive unicorn, an almost impossible reality that only shows its face when all the stars align.
I think there's been about 41 heats all time in history that have run at the Box. It's very rare. Everyone hopes it happens, though. Everyone stops what they're doing and watches.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Because it is so intimidating, you know, some surfers might shy away from it and not actually go out and prepare. And I think that was the case with Owen Wright.
Owen Wright dropping into a monster, grabs that rail, rides through.
He tamed that wave in his first ever attempt. 10-point ride. We've also seen some incredible debut performances out of the Box as well. You know, I think about Italo.
Right in the heart of this peak, bottom drops out, somehow survives.
Gosh. It's one of the hottest wave, I think. I had 8 points. For sure, that was one of my best 8 points ever.
The surfers on tour are so capable and they're so amazing and they're so talented that even if it is, their first crack at the box, I'm sure they're going to stand up and deliver.
If we run heats at the box, it's the best thing ever. It's the best day in pro surfing. But I think everyone wants it. Everyone wants it. Yeah, we need to run at the box.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Event is on. 8:05 start at the box with men's round of 16. Holy smokes. It's happening. The box is on. It's been years since we've had heats out there. The talk's been about the box this whole event, and it's officially green-lit. It's on.
Good morning from stop number 7, the Western Australia Margaret River Pro, as we get set to hit the box for the first time since 2019. First heat is a beauty. Mikey Madonna, and he's going to face Griffin Colapinto.
We see the box. What?
Surfers just want to get tubed, they want to get piped.
The pressure's on. Mikey hasn't surfed out here before.
Get it. Have fun.
Get it, brother.
That's how it's done.
Here we go. Our first ride of the day is going to go to Griffin Colapinto. Locks in. Finds the exit. And the hands go up.
Late drop. Sets that inside edge. Just threaded that perfectly.
Yeah, let's check out this pit right here, Ronnie. Oh, destruction.
As we see Mikey.
Yeah, looking to backdoor the section. Sets it up nicely. He'll find some cover, but he won't get the exit.
As we see Griff.
You can tell he's pretty comfortable in this lineup, even in the opening stages. Here we go on the outside. Looking to replace a 5.83. Colapinto ducks under, stands on the tail for a second. Oh my goodness. Pulls an air in the tube and comes out. This is going to be a huge score.
That was unreal. What the hell did I just watch?
Griffin's just dropped a 9-point ride, and he is on his way to the quarterfinals here.
Oh my God, how's this clip? Oh my God.
You're like
Spider-Man on top of
look
a
at my
freaking
fins. Look at my fins. I'm sideways. I'm straight sideways.
Wow, that's I don't know what the hell happened. What?
I feel like that's one of the best heats of my life. I was kind of baffled myself. Feels incredible, this year's been pretty tough for me. I've been, grinding and just made the cut. Everything to lead to that point right there, that moment, it's all worth it. So I'm super grateful.
There's only a certain amount of people that could do what he did, and that's with his relationship with the ocean, trusting his natural ability to perform. That's a turning point wave in his season. It's something like we'll never forget.
The WSL Championship Tour journeys to the West for one reason: to score big, pumping surf.
What's stirring out there, you can feel it throughout the competitors. You can feel it around the entire event.
Main brake's pumping and the box is going off.
Probably got some of the bigger waves they've had all season. How big is it gonna be?
Have a look at the size of these waves.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Big wave dive.
Freezing.
It is a cold morning here in the West, and the waves are absolutely firing.
They all just got absolutely flogged.
People's careers really are in the balance right now, and we have waves of truth that will ask a lot of questions.
It's chaos out here. It's about being calm in the chaos.
It is one of the most testing end sections in world surfing.
No.
Who's up for it? Who's going to get it done? And the fact that, your career is on the line when you're heading into that section just adds to an unbelievable sense of drama for a day like today.
Let's go, doggy. Let's go.
The Margaret River Pro is stop 7 of the WSL Championship Tour, and at this event, the mid-season cut will reduce the field of competitors.
Reality of the cut, it is heartbreaking times down here.
Oh, there's the stress.
Devastated.
The mid-season cut is a high-pressure dynamic that directly results in elevated performances. Lower-ranked surfers are fighting for their CT careers.
Oh, man, that was heavy.
And at the same time, high-ranked surfers are stepping up to defend their spots on tour.
The pressure that's on some of those surfers below that mid-year cut line.
It's do or die situation.
Love it or hate it, the mid-season cut adds passion, stress, anxiety, and exhilaration. This is the drama we all love in professional sport.
Well, I didn't know that was the most important year of my life.
As brutal as it is for the competitors on the tour, for a surf fan like myself, sitting back and watching people rise under that pressure is awesome.
We lost Liam O'Brien, Ian Govea, Sammy Pupo also sent to the Challenger Series along with David Silva and Ian Gentile. Congratulations, Al Cleland Jr. has officially made the cut.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Actually?
Yeah.
Are you
Look at him. Yeah, boy.
Crosby Colapinto sits well below the midseason cut line and is now fighting for his spot on the CT. Colapinto must win 2 more heats to make the cut.
Ethan Ewing, Crosby Colapinto, really well matched up.
Solid bomb setting up for Ewing. Lays the rail over on a solid line. 6.33 for that big hook from Ethan Ewing. So how about the size of this one? Stepping into gear, Ethan Ewing. Mid-face carve down. Out in front and belts it again.
Wow, how is this turn from Ethan?
8-point ride for Ethan Ewing.
Unbelievable.
6.33 on his starter.
Crosby Colapinto looking to save his place on the CT. He's got his hands full with an on-fire Ethan Ewing.
Winding up a nice end section hack there. Cross will ride away and he's feeling it.
Cross really starting to show us what this means.
I'm stressing, man, because his career's on the line right now. He's got one of the best surfers in the world, Ethan Ewing. Needs a 5.5 to get in the lead, so this is it. This is what it's all about.
Here comes the Cross on the comeback. Let's see if he can do it, Ron.
He only needs a 5.5. First turn is rock solid. As Colapinto comes through to the inside, gets the finish, puffs the fist. He's fired up. Ewing looking for an 8.01 off the bottom into a nice carve. We'll need a monster finish on this one. He hammers it. Can he get back out in front? No, he can't. And the world number 5 is going to fall out of the mix here to the hard-charging, hard-fighting Crosby Colapinto. You can tell he's a man on a mission.
Crosby Colapinto is the 2024 WSL Rookie of the Year.
And here he goes at backdoor Crosby. Ho-ho!
Coming into his sophomore year, Crosby was talked about as a serious world title contender. However, conversation changed before the 2025 season even began.
We also have that unfortunate news. Crosby hurt himself at pipe preparing. He's hoping to get back as soon as he can.
I was surfing pipe, like preparing for the contest, and pretty much jumped from like 5 feet. Just landed straight on my elbow and ended up like breaking my elbow like that. Ended up going into surgery like 5 days after that.
Yeah, exercise it though.
Everyone, I guess, sort of went, okay, that's it. His year's written off. He's going to miss a bunch of events.
I kind of planned it out that I could be back for Portugal, and I wouldn't be like 100%, but I'd know I'd be able to get up on a board and be able to surf.
Cross, welcome back to the 2025 CT. Looking ahead to the rest of the calendar before the cut, just what's your mindset?
I think it's a good opportunity for myself to rip and have that pressure and just do my best surfing.
And right now his whole goal is just try to survive the mid-season cut.
Yeah, it was a tough one for Cross, you know.
I knew I was gonna be able to have 5 events, like I can do it, you know. Also having Tommy in my corner telling me that the cut's not even an option, you know, when my mind's kind of thinking about it.
Listen up, brother.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, Crossy.
Jackson Bunch up next, mate. Another guy who's fighting for survival. It should be a good battle.
Yeah, it's sick. We're good. Like we're good buddies on tour, and we're good golf partners, surf partners. So it should be sick. Hopefully, we're at the box, and that could be exciting.
1 win down, 1 to go. Crosby now faces Jackson Bunch, who is also battling for his spot on tour. And to make this game even more challenging, this elimination heat will be contested at the box.
Have fun.
This is an intense one. The winner of this heat makes the cut.
Oh my gosh.
The CT Korea hedges on this result.
Who wants it more?
Jackson Bunch surfing the box for just the second time. Got out there this morning. Not sure if he got any waves, but he gets one pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, go.
Right behind him, Crosby Colapinto deep in the tube, but can't stay on his feet.
Oh my.
Crosby's got the priority. Ducks under the lip. He finds his way through it. This will be the best number of the heat so far.
I like it. Yeah. There we go.
It's on the board. On the board.
But this is an intense moment here, and someone's CT career is going to come to an end.
No! What?
A 4.37 required for Bunch.
Here he goes, Jackson, he's deep. Oh boy.
And you can see just how cupped out that face was. Tricky section to read. He's going to get slurped up the face and just sent out into the lip. And Crosby Colapinto in a low-scoring heat is going to hang on and keep his place on the championship tour.
Wow, what a scrappy one.
Stays on.
The most important heat of the year for you, Crosby. How are you feeling right now?
Really happy. I mean, I don't know, did I make it? I made the cut. Such a special moment with Tommy in the water, and I feel like being put in this position that I was in to make the cut just showed me how powerful I am, and it definitely gives me a lot of like belief.
That's good, man.
We are so lucky that we're scoring the box today to see what Barron can do, putting on just a masterclass on how to perform under the lip as we see this one bottoming out. It's Barron again. It's going inside out. It is an absolute shootout. Jeez, event is on, 8:05 start at the box with men's round of 16. Holy smokes.
Leo, he's taken 3 pretty good beatings out there.
Box hammering me, but give me a good result.
Leonardo Fioravanti tapped into this one, got locked in. We're going to see a lot of people wipe out trying to exit pits. We're going to see barrels clamp. I think going to see people get exploded into the roof of the wave at different stages.
I think it was mental. Yeah, that's pretty good. Are you serious?
And it's holding open, the wave spits. Chiaka doesn't fly through. As we see Wilcox now, and he'll cannonball out of this one.
They call it the box because it's so square. It's as wide as it is high.
It's so short, but it's so intense that no wave spits harder.
Holy, that thing was a cave.
Bottom drops out. Connor O'Leary grabs the rail. Great positioning, coming out with the spits.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had too much experience out there, so I was kind of just trying to figure it out on the fly, you know.
Barron Mamiya is known around the surfing world as the Prodigy. Born and bred on Hawaii's famous North Shore, Mamiya is a true product of his environment. He's matured into one of the best barrel riders in the world.
And here goes Barron Mamiya.
Grabbing rail pipeline, deep section here, looking for the exit. Barron Mamiya!
Give it up for your Lexus Pipe Pro 2024-2025 champion.
You are the back-to-back pipe champion, the last person to do that, Andy Irons.
It's crazy. I honestly can't even believe it.
He has put himself in that elite category, a group of immortals in the sport of surfing. We're talking Bruce and Andy Irons, John Florence, Jamie O'Brien, Kelly Slater, the best barrel riders we've ever seen. Barron Mamiya's right there with them.
10 straight across the board for Barron Mamiya.
Whoa, Barron Mamiya falls from the sky.
You don't get to that status by not being able to ride the tube and have an intimate relationship with slab-type waves. He just knows how to take that line, take the drop, so confident in his positioning, all those little intricacies that great tube riders need to have. Barron has it. Growing up in Hawaii, super comfortable in big, gnarly conditions.
Barron has already proven himself on the North Shore. His challenge is to get a big result outside of Hawaii. And that's what he's looking to do here at Margaret River. I feel that this wave is going to be a good one for Barron.
Mamiya is absolutely frothing to compete at the box. His hero, John Florence, is one of the best slab surfers on the planet, and now Barron is ready to prove himself on one of the CT's most radical waves.
It's gonna be mental. It's gonna be sick.
Get out and make it look good. Go on.
West is best. Look what we're enjoying today. Jake Marshall versus Barron Mamiya at the box for a spot into the quarterfinals. Barron's paddling, bottom drops out, pulls in up and under.
And makes that look like he's at home.
Incredible. See that takeoff from Barron Mamiya below sea level, Jess.
This wave was insane.
He just looked so comfortable, like feels his way through all those lumps and bumps and tricky sections with ease.
Jake Marshall trying to get involved right here, right behind him, and having to eject.
Goodness. This is the nightmare.
Meanwhile, Barron just got this 7.17, Jesse.
Look at this, just back to back. Beautiful waves here from Barron.
Putting on just a masterclass of performance on how to perform under the lip as we see this one bottoming out. It's Barron again. It's going inside out. It is an absolute shootout for the local boy from the North Shore of Oahu.
Wow.
Two-time pipe champ. I don't even think he's thinking heat strategy anymore.
Because he's just falling into these things. He can do no wrong. His positioning is flawless.
Yeah, how's this guy? Easy money. How was that sesh?
That was sick. I was stoked. Got some fun waves.
The box was an unknown quantity for Barron. Hadn't proven himself out there, hadn't even really surfed out there, and he stood up to the challenge, absolutely dominated it.
Good job. Good job.
The box is a very fickle spot, and with a dropping tide, along with a building swell, this treacherous slab becomes almost unrideable. The contest is quickly moved south to Margaret River's main break, where the biggest waves of the CT season are storming this deep water reef.
Switching back to main break here for the round of 16. Jordy Smith from Durban, South Africa, against a guy who's just building his reputation, Marco Mignot.
Jordy Smith is a big guy, and as he enters the lineup, this tall South African looks miniaturized amongst the massive walls.
Big looking set wave, that's what we're talking about. Hard rail carves from Jordy Smith.
Jordy is on fire this year. Jordy's really going to be laying into that big open face power carve, and it's served him so well up to this point.
Jordy Smith locking into a big wall. Second wave, and he lays down a searing cutback. Perfect flow off the bottom. Drills it off the top again. Third maneuver, he attacks the section again. He's attacking on both finishes, and when claims come out this early, it's a big sign for Jordy that he is in his happy place. Congrats to Jordy, adding a big stat to this event with the highest combined heat total, highest single score of a 9.5, and moving on towards finals day.
The experts will tell you, if you want to win at Margaret River, you have to surf big. The judges want to see big turns with massive spray.
Big wall, big section well overhead, and lays it all over.
Jordy Smith's style fits perfectly into this criteria. And after putting up a solid performance in bombing conditions, Jordy is rising to the top as the event favorite.
Whoa.
He gives it the double cobras. He gives it a little undercut.
When we think of Margaret River, when we talk about Margaret River, we talk about big, raw ocean open swells that come in and hit this break, and they got so much power in the wave. So to match that power, you've got to have your own sort of power input. And you need to be able to harness it and give it back on the wave. One of the guys that we can't overlook, and that's Jordy Smith.
You've got the longest serving, biggest guy on the tour, out there just ripping that big rail game to pieces.
You can just tell how much fun he's having here at main break.
So much grunt in that turn. one of the heavier guys who can really tame these waves over here in the West.
You know, he's a really good chance here at Margaret River of seizing the yellow jersey, and with the performance that he turned in the round of 16, I think he'll get it done.
Can everyone please, one more time with the hands?
The women of the WSL Championship Tour hold nothing back. With equal events and equal challenges, the world's best are put to the test in the unforgiving waves of Western Australia.
How's this thing going top to bottom at main break?
Oh my God!
The waves in Margaret River are big, powerful, and show no mercy to men or women.
And have a look at the size of these waves.
They all just got absolutely flogged.
The world's best women are a force to be reckoned with. And with pumping surf, the girls are ready to put on a show here in Western Australia.
Main break's pumping and the box is going off.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
To succeed in big waves, you must match power with power. And Gabrielle O'Brien is all about power.
Clean bottom turn with the Dolphins.
Wow.
Gabby took the win here in Margaret River last year, and now she returns to the West, #1 in the world. Surfing with the power of yellow.
Big blast there in the pocket, showing off her power.
She's leaned more and more into her style of surfing. She's figured it out. She is a powerful surfer.
Big power maneuvers here from Gabrielle O'Brien. Really stamped her authority on this heat.
I just don't think anyone else has the firepower to match her.
No matter how hard you push here, the wave can handle it. So there's really no holding back.
Oh my goodness!
Katie Simmers is the current world champion and just about everyone's favorite surfer to watch.
How much do you love these rails? From Katie Simmers.
Katie loves a canvas, and that is what Margaret River provides her.
Nice carve for one of the most creative surfers on tour.
That carve was just insane.
Simmers is style. Katie is drawing new lines and painting waves with her signature surfing script.
Katie throws one up over that end section.
Every time she takes off in a wave, we go, oh, that's a new way of approaching that wave, that section.
There is probably the most high quality turn of this heat so far. 8.5, and that turns the heat.
I don't know if I've ever gotten an 8 out here. I didn't know I was capable of it. Because I'm pretty small and it's pretty big out there, and I was trying to eat a lot of pasta last night. Just try to be a little heavier.
The elements at West, no?
Macy just sent a message. That's on the chat.
Nice lines, dude.
Pasta.
Really nice lines.
Lakey Peterson is a veteran on tour who has been coming to Western Australia for over a decade. The West is unforgettable, and Lakey has made many great Margaret River memories, both good and bad.
Lakey Peterson, that's the big surprise to me. She'll be back on the Challenger Series.
Last season definitely did not end the way I wanted it to. Obviously, you know, I didn't make the cut after Margaret River, and that stung for sure. I feel like I'm better than that.
She came in as this season's wild card and still seemed a little bit unsure of her place on tour. And you could almost see the confidence starting to break a little bit.
Aaron Brooks has Lakey Peterson comboed. Seeing some frustration there from Lakey.
Lakey's last score just under. Little show of emotion from Lakey, splashing the water.
She comes into this event at Margaret River with zero room for error. If she does not perform, she misses the cut, period.
Lakey Peterson stays alive and now goes after a huge result to potentially get above the cut line.
I feel like I still deserve to be on tour in a way, and maybe that's too much ego, but I know I can still be there, and I know I can still compete with these girls.
Bubble. Bubble.
Lakey currently sits below the mid-season cut line. She's been here before, This year, Lakey is drawing for her winning experience, and she is determined to fight and make the cut.
Lakey Peterson just one heat away from solidifying a place on the CT and surviving the cut. But she's got a difficult draw. Well, Isabella Nichols showing great form at this venue.
Lakey absolutely went to town on this one. Just, you can see she's opening up. Oh my goodness, I mean, she's going to end up straight on those rocks.
Really committing to taking that one right through to the inside. As we see a late drop there from Isabella. Great control up into the pocket. And this is looking like a fantastic ride down the line. Second turn strong. And that south side left just goes, no, you don't.
What a day for Lakey. Huge day.
It has been a dramatic day. And this is another heat with really big implications. Lakey Peterson needs a big moment on this ride. Good combo on the end section. Stays on her feet. Gives herself a round of applause, but right behind her, Isabella Nichols unloads on a much bigger section.
When the going gets tough, Lakey Peterson showed up.
Isso. Bora, 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 bora.
As we see Lakey, she is in attack mode and looking to save her place on the CT. What a performance, bringing out some of her best stuff when she needed it most.
From the cellar to the penthouse, you have officially made the cut on the back of that performance. Lakey Peterson, congratulations.
Oh man, thank you so much. I can't believe it. This week has been so hard. It took everything I had to just stay in it and believe in myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the show.
So
great, huh?
So stoked.
Lakey's made the cut, and there's no doubt that the back half of the season, this momentum's continuing.
Thank you.
As the men's quarterfinals get underway here at the Margaret River Pro, the matchup between Griffin Colapinto and Leonardo Fioravanti has the Western Australian crowd on their feet.
Leo Fioravanti versus Griffin Colapinto. This is a classic. Leo's got that solid foundation. He's got a strong playbook. He's got strong confidence and belief in himself to take over heats. And then you've got a guy like Griffin who can lean into a heartfelt performance. He can lean into miracles that can happen in the ocean. He can have an extra sense and ability to kind of do the impossible.
Quarterfinals are considered an average result, and both competitors are hungry to win this elimination heat in hopes to surf for an excellent finish on finals day.
Great looking wave here for Griff.
Mid-phase snap to try to get down the line for a finish. Gets there in time, but doesn't right away. 6-3-3. Fioravanti seeing something here, lays that rail over. Great connection with a lot of speed and knowing how to end. Back-to-back waves. Precise type rail work. Big end section, attacking it with a beautiful line and somehow hangs on. He's attacking big main break sections like it's head high and turns in a 9-point ride.
He was big, huge.
Leo went so big on an inside section, like the scariest thing. And I think Griff saw that because he did cutties and saw it was coming, and he knew he just had to go all in. And
Griffin now needs a 9.4. Leo with the lead and priority. He looks at this wave and he's like, take it, you can have it. Griffin's gone, yep, this is my chance. Starts racing down the line, does a speed check. His stance starts widening and you're going, oh my gosh. Is he really going for what we think he's going for here? Looking for something big, spring loaded, full rotation, and a perfect landing for Griff.
Wow, wow, wow.
That's a 10.
That was psycho.
What the just happened?
In body, out of body, locked in, just dropped a 10.
I said go to Griff levels. I wasn't quite sure I've seen Griff levels like that before, but that was incredible.
That felt like the biggest one of my life. Dude, the section was this big and barrel. It's all in just really? You're losing our mind.
I saw it from behind. I'm like, Griff just did the biggest of his life against me.
Griffin, he went to that heartfelt passion of creating a moment for himself and produced the biggest full rotation I've ever seen at main break.
Griffin Colapinto is a progressively talented competitor who thrives for perfection. Griff dropped a perfect 10 in his first ever championship tour event, threading this psycho triple barrel at Kira.
Griffin taking off here. Beautiful looking section. Gets the exit. And goes driving down the line for more. This is a thick section.
Go, go, go!
Yeah! Griffin Colapinto's going to get more on the inside.
That was incredible.
Oh my gosh, he got the only 10-point ride of the whole event. Absolutely smashed it out of the ballpark.
Oh my God, that's the best barrel of my life.
Colapinto put an exclamation point on his first CT win with this massive 540 at Super Tubos.
And what? And he stomps it. That thing was huge.
It looked like he was floating in slow motion and landed it so perfect.
Call it what? Call it a 10-point ride.
His Margaret River performance this year has the surf media asking the question, is this the best air ever landed in a championship tour event?
Looking for something big, spring-loaded, full rotation, and a perfect landing for Griff.
Not the biggest air ever done, maybe, in a corn?
Years and years of taking beatings, trying stuff like that. Trying airs bigger than I could ever possibly imagine me making, and then it all coming together, you know? Felt like the biggest air I've ever done in my life.
Following his older brother's path, young Crosby Colapinto rips his way through the quarterfinals with his own version of excellent surfing.
Crosby rips in under the pocket, nice and critical. Crosby Colapinto dropping an 8.83. What a run he's had through the contest.
Yeah, you made that look easy, huh?
Both Crosby and Griffin advanced to the semifinals on opposite sides of the draw. And now the airwaves start buzzing about the possibility of an all Colapinto final heat. Finals day here at Margaret River is going to be all about creative style versus raw power. Can the Colapinto brothers' innovation defeat the muscle of Jordy Smith? Will Katie Simmer's creative flair outmaneuver the most powerful woman in the sport? Finals day is next. With a spectacular Western Australian sunrise, finals day begins here in Margaret River.
Psyched to be finals day, psyched to get straight into Griff, and should be fun. Fun day of feelings and emotions.
The swell has dropped to a more playful size, and despite the smaller waves, the intensity is extremely high as the world's best understand that today, someone is going to walk away with a trophy.
And yeah, there's Liz. Wait, rideable Liz.
The women's side of the contest has come down to Gabriella Bryant and Katie Simmers, a pair of the world's best who have each found success surfing with a completely different approach.
Katie's such a good surfer and she pushes me, and it'll be super cool, I think, for everyone to watch. We draw such different lines.
Lays down a solid jam in the pocket.
That wave with a dolphin was probably one of the most special moments I've ever had in heat, to be honest.
It's a party wave.
Three of them.
Party wave.
2 dolphins like riding with me, and it just made me really grateful I get to do this for a living.
And we will see Katie Simmers move on to the final. Semi-final number 2, it's sun's out, clean conditions, and world number 1 hard off the bottom and just releases a big, powerful signature Gabby Bryant hook.
That was mental.
Gabriella Bryant is becoming a force to be reckoned with right before our eyes this year.
She's really put it all together here in semi-final heat number 2.
She has owned her surfing in a way that we haven't seen yet in her young career.
It is a battle for the yellow jersey. Whoever wins this final is #1 in the world. Katie Simmers versus Gabrielle O'Brien.
Caitlin's not wasting any time. She looks in rhythm out here this morning.
Current world #2, looking to get her yellow jersey back. Gabby Bryan's on the next one. Big power blow. In transition, belts it again. And the surfer from the island of Kauai flexing that power game, being the strongest surfer on tour. Gabrielle O'Brien, you're the best in the West in back-to-back seasons.
It could really be the beginning of what could be a historic moment for her on what could be a path to a world title. We could very well have just seen this year's world champ start to believe that she could be that.
Semi-2 with Crosby Colapinto, and Geordie Smith is out there next. The big dog, Geordie Smith, he's been absolutely ripping.
Geordie Smith can do everything. He was a world title threat before he qualified, and now 18 years on tour, he's still a world title threat, but better. He's more focused and seeing more clear than ever. He realizes, yeah, I could still beat everybody on tour. Now he's 37, and he still has that same type of magic.
Geordie Smith is on a heater.
Great surfing, great heat management here.
This section here, I just love that.
The big guy is just dominating in all conditions. He never seems to fall off, and the best waves of the day just keep coming to him.
A nice little layback forces another turn in there on the inside.
Finals day here at Margaret River is all Geordie Smith.
Now you're going up against Griff in the final. How do you get ready?
Yeah, double colapintos, or double, but yeah, I think it's all about the airwaves, really. That's how you win the event.
Welcome Geordie Smith as he makes his way into the men's final.
Griffin Colapinto taking on Geordie Smith for finals day. It dropped considerably. Geordie, big float, air under the board, drills the lip line. But there were some of the best power moves we saw at the event in that really high performance size. For Geordie Smith, it just shows how he can move.
He's just milking every single opportunity.
That's what's always made him such a weapon. He's so agile in all types of conditions and a threat, whether it's 1 to 2 foot or if it's 20 foot plus.
The best in the West, Geordie Smith.
Oh, come on. So stoked.
For the first time in his career, the champion of the Western Australia Margaret River Pro. Let's hear it for Geordie Smith.
Realizing that you're #1 in the world, what does it all feel like?
It feels incredible. I think it's just a testament to like every day, keep showing up, trusting what you're doing. And for me this year, it's just really been about have fun and enjoy this because it's not forever.
With this win, Geordie Smith is now #1 in the world. That's right, the biggest kid on tour, the wily veteran, the surfer who's having the most fun will be wearing the yellow jersey.
I would love nothing more than to see Geordie Smith win a world title. 18 years on the tour, he's been at it, and so many people have said he's the guy that should have won a world title. He's right up there at the top of the ratings. He's got a good chance of making the final 5.
Everyone's going to be kind of fighting for that top 5 now. And I think just having that opportunity to kind of push yourself against all the best in the world is all I'm really looking for.
Wouldn't that be something special if we saw Geordie finally get that world title?
It is a beautiful morning in Southern California, preparing for lower trestles.
Next time on Inside Pro Surfing, Southern California. The WSL is heading to San Clemente, and the world's best will be taking over lowers for the Lexus Trestles Pro.
Wow. The crowd here on the beach appreciating that go for it attitude.
That's why we come to Trestles, to see surfing like that.